First graders, how are you? Welcome to the DPS Art Studio. In the introduction, we talked about how we've used the elements of art, or the parts of art, and we started with line, then we used shape, and now we're going to use shape again. We're not going to use organic and geometric shape. We're going to combine the two again, and we're going to make three-dimensional shape, which is like a sculpture. So I always ask you guys this: are you 2D or 3D? You're 3D, because remember, the D means dimension, which means measurement. So you can measure how tall you are. You can measure how wide your shoulders are. And you can measure from the front of your belly to the back of your back to see how thick you are. So you have three measurements. Does a painting have three measurements? No. It's two-dimensional. So if you walk around to the back, you wouldn't see anything. Just the back of a painting. So we're going to talk about making a paper sculpture. Not of an ibex like this. But in this sculpture, is it 3D or is it 2D? Can you walk all the way around it? See everything about it? It makes it 3D because you can measure how tall it is. You can measure how long it is. And you can measure how wide it is. So it has three measurements. So we're going to do a paper sculpture. And I already did mine, so you just get a look at it. And then the video that follows, a couple of things I need to tell you. We'll redo what I did, but it's just almost like I would teach it when I taught it in classrooms. So I'm going to go by that lesson. You can use, well, we'll talk about that in a second here. So, we're going to make a three-dimensional paper sculpture, and it's going to be easy. Easy to do. So here's mine. See how some of it's colored dark, some of it's colored gray, some of it has a pattern on it, some of it's just left totally white. If you look at it from the side, you can tell that everything stands up on it. So I'm going to do one little piece for you. And I think I'm going to do that right here. So you have to, on all your shapes, well, first off, I guess, you need to draw your lines. I drew a bunch of crazy lines before I cut mine out. And I colored them different colors. And then I cut them out and decided where I was going to put them on my sculpture. So then I cut them all out and started gluing them down in an interesting way. You'll see a lot of different ways to cut the paper and roll the paper and spiral the paper in that video. So I'm just going to show you a simple one right now. After you've cut out your shape, I have a rectangle here. I need to make a foot on it that I can use to glue down. So I just folded it. I can put the glue right here. Fold this side. I can put the glue right here. And then I can glue it down so it's standing up. So let's see, let's look at this. Do I want it right along the top of this line covering it? No. In fact, I think I'm going to make it even thinner. So all I need to do there is cut it in half, because I decided I didn't like the way it was. Now I have two of them. What if I put that right about there? Do I like that? It's alright. Maybe I can do a spiral right here. I don't know, anyway. I use my glue on the foot that I just made. Then I'm going to set this down where I want it. Hold it down a little bit. I'm going to turn this into a spiral. So I have one last piece that went on there. Kind of hard to see with the light coming in. But the video that you're going to watch next will show you how to do all this. It'll show you a bunch of different lines to cut out, how to glue them down. So for your project, after you're done with that, if you have colored construction paper, use that. If you don't, use just white paper. It's cool when the light shines through it. It makes all kinds of neat shadows. Or you can color them different ways. So you're going to need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, a pencil. I would not color with markers. I did and about ruined my marker. So color with a black crayon, not the marker. And this guy, so he can watch you and say, Mr. Stewart, that's awful. And I'll say, go away. So watch this video. Also, when you're done watching the video, you're done watching the project, there's another video of large-scale metal sculptures that's pretty cool. I want you to definitely check out the challenge this week. It's really hard. You're probably going to have, I bet maybe 3 or 4 first graders can do it on their own. Everybody else is going to have help from their parents, because it's pretty difficult. You'll like it though. It turns out really cool. You can go outside and play with the paper folded sculpture that you just made. You'll see all about that if you watch the video. And remember, next week, Zach Pullen, the illustrator that I know from Wyoming, we're going to set up something so he can talk to you guys and tell you all about illustration and all about his artwork. So make sure you come back next week and check it out. Anyway, have a good week. Oh yeah, and make an awesome paper sculpture.